I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please remain standing for a moment here. Moment of silence and reflection, please. Thank you. Roll call, Jared, please.
Mr. Betkowski. Here. Mr. Bonarotti. Mr. DeMarco.
Here.
Ms. Filiaggi.
Here.
Mr. Fatulis.
Here.
Mr. Grisbeck.
Here.
Ms. Hallam.
Here.
Mr. Klein.
Here.
Mr. Macy. Ms. Nacaretti Chapkus.
Here. Here.
Mr. Palmieri.
Here.
Mr. Palmacina. Here. Ms. Pritzio. Mr. Walton.
Here.
President Katina. As of right now, we have 11 members present.
Thank you. Yeah. Proclamation of certificates 12988-24.
A proclamation recognizing April 2024 as Fair Housing Month in Allegheny County, sponsored by Councilmember Walton.
Yeah.
Right here. Whereas the 1968 Fair Housing Act guarantees the right of all Americans, regardless of race, color, national origin, religion, familial status, or disability, to live in the neighborhoods of their choice, and is one of the most important components of our national civil rights policy. And whereas Allegheny County has expanded to protected classes to additionally include ancestry or place of birth, gender identity or expression, sexual orientation, marital status, age, use of guide or a support animal because of blindness, or because the user is a handler or a trainer or support of guide animals, or deafness or physical disability of any individual or independent contractor, or because of the disability of an individual with whom the person is known to have an association. And whereas, although this non-discrimination policy is the law of the land, we must recognize that all proper enforcement requires the continued cooperation of all levels of government, the real estate and the home building industries, and private citizens. And whereas throughout Allegheny County, the spirit of collaboration is evident through the support of our federal, state, and local governments, and with the support of countless community and nonprofit organizations. And whereas this county dedicates itself to promoting equal housing opportunity as an essential part of its larger mission of endorsing justice in all areas of life for all citizens. Allegheny County ensures its communities are open to all people, and citizens may exercise freedom to choose where they live. And whereas the month of April is set aside to acknowledge the 56th anniversary of the Fair Housing Act and the work of the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development, the Human Relations Commission of Allegheny County, the Pittsburgh Commission on Human Relations, and the Fair Housing Partnership of Greater Pittsburgh, which ensures the protection of all fair housing rights. Now, therefore, be resolved that I, Allegheny County Councilmember DeWitt Walton, proclaim April 2024 as Fair Housing Month in Allegheny County. And further, I recognize that everyone shares in the future of this great nation, and are grateful that laws like the Fair Housing Act remind citizens to take note, to not take these freedoms for granted. In witness thereof, I have hereunto caused the seal of the County of Allegheny County to be affixed to this 9th day of April 2024. Wishing summer. Jim, we have Jim from the Department of Economic Development. Any comments?
No, I just want to thank council again for passing this proclamation. We do this every year. And it's much appreciated. We include this with our annual action plan that we submit to HUD for our community development block grant funding, and it's really important to us that we get this, so thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Jim.
A picture.
I guess, although it's not.
Open or close? Let's open it up.
I framed it and put it on the wall. Scooch this way a little bit. There you go. Okay, everybody ready? 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Gotcha.
Congratulations.
Thank you all very much.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you. Councilman, thank you.
12989-24.
A proclamation recognizing Teresa Marguerite Valicente upon the occasion of her retirement from the Allegheny County Treasurer's Office after 48 years, sponsored by Councilmember Nakaradi Chapkus and all other members of council.
Ooh. I'm reading this on behalf of Councilor Nakaradi Chapkus, who cannot be here tonight. Whereas work ethic is important because unlike intelligence, athleticism, charisma, and other natural attributes, it's by choice. This quote by Mike Rowe epitomizes the dedication, commitment, and effort of Teresa Marguerite Valicente during her years of service with Allegheny County. And whereas Terry is retired from the Allegheny County Treasurer's Office on December 15th, 2023, after 48 years of service, where she worked under 5 treasurers, and whereas in 1976, Terry joined the Treasurer's Office as a real estate tax clerk and cashier, this is when everything was manually logged into massive books and other processing items were overly cumbersome. And whereas, as procedures changed, Terry was tasked with managing the installment lien department. As technology and policies also changed, she was asked to co-manage the real estate tax department in 2004 while continuing to oversee the county's installment payments and tax liens. And whereas since 2004, Terry has helped implement multiple new operating systems, assisted with the implementation of these new procedures, and trained members of her team, Terry has excelled in training. She always made sure her colleagues were not on their own until they had extensive knowledge. Beyond real estate taxes, her knowledge includes bankruptcies, sheriff sales, court orders, and acting as the Jordan Tax Service liaison. And whereas in retirement, Terry will continue to be busy as she is a very talented seamstress and does everything from sewing buttons to altering wedding gowns. She's also very talented at crocheting everything from dolls to baby blankets to dish towels. Terry also enjoys building jigsaw puzzles and watching her favorite TV shows while being cuddled up with her 2 kittens, Chloe and Sienna. These hobbies will definitely keep her busy in retirement. Now, therefore, be it resolved that we, Allegheny County Council member Michelle Nakaradi Chapkus, and all members of council and the county treasurer do hereby acknowledge and congratulate Teresa Marguerite Valicente upon the occasion of her retirement from Allegheny County Treasurer's Office after 48 years and wish her many years of health and happiness. In witness hereof, I have signed this seal. That's it. Thank you. Do you want to say anything?
I want to thank Erica very much for this proclamation, and county council, and my fellow employees, and, oh, I forgot my brother, sister, my cousin, and my family. So I want to thank everybody. It was a lot of good years, really was. Thank you.
There you go.
Sure. Do you guys want to? Council or treasurer?
Wait. Come on up. Treasure talks and play. Welcome. Yeah, why don't we play all the treasure talks?
Anyone else? Come on.
Yeah. I'll take that one. We think you all deserve proclamations except everybody else. All right, so I can get 2. Some people have to squat in the front. Yeah, come on, Mary. Right here.
All right, everybody. All right, right on me. All right, ready? All right, 1, 2, 3. One more. 2, 3. Gotcha.
We love you all.
Before proceeding, please let the record reflect that Ms. Pritzio is now present. And the remaining proclamations will be read into the record. 12990-24, a proclamation recognizing Vietnam War Veterans Day in Allegheny County, sponsored by Councilmember DeMarco. 12991-24, a proclamation declaring April 12th, 2024 to be 412 Thrive Day in Allegheny County, sponsored by Councilmember DeMarco and all other members of council. 12992-24, a proclamation proclaiming April 7th through 13th, 2024 as National Library Week in Allegheny County, sponsored by Councilmember DeMarco. 12993-24, a proclamation recognizing and congratulating Alec Matthew Richards on achieving the rank of Eagle Scout, sponsored by Councilmember Katina. 12994-24, a proclamation recognizing and congratulating Nathan Robert Galan on achieving the rank of Eagle Scout, sponsored by Councilmember Katina. 12995-24, a proclamation recognizing and congratulating Pranav Kunjupari on achieving the rank of Eagle Scout, sponsored by Councilmember Katina. And 12996-24, a proclamation recognizing and congratulating John Paul Renone on achieving the rank of Eagle Scout, sponsored by Councilmember Grisbeck.
Jared, on the thing with the library, can you include all the council on that one, please?
Yes, please.
Thank you. Okay, next we have public comment on agenda items.
We have 5 individuals signed up, the first of whom is Tom Pike.
Tom here?
Next up would be Mackenzie McFarland.
Mackenzie here? No?
Next up would be Juan Lingao.
He's here.
Hello, everyone. My name is Juan Lingo, and I'm a proud resident of Homewood. And today I stand before you to advocate to the Complete Streets Bill. So especially my message is directed to Councilmember Walton, since I'm his constituent. And well, this is an opportunity, like supporting this bill, also opportunity for you to further your legacy in community development. And yeah, so it's especially directed to you. So I commute my bike every day, and I understand the challenges that, well, people like me, the commuters face every day. My journey takes me to the heart of Homewood, and I navigate between parked cars and traffic, and even I use the sidewalks in order to improve my safety. So there's a lot of room for improvement. And as me, there's a lot of commuters that will have this risk every day. And that will otherwise, there are other people that would choose to commute by bike or through other means if it was safer for them. So there are studies that show that comprehensive biking infrastructure, like the one that this bill is trying to introduce, have benefits in public health, in safer streets, and thriving local businesses, and increasing the property values. And also the cost benefit for this is very positive, even in the short term. So I think that it's by adopting this plan, we take a very bold step towards a greener future and also demonstrate the commitment that we have for the well-being of all the citizens. So especially Councilmember Walton, by passing this bill, you will champion not only my cause, but all the other people that will also benefit from it. And this program is well, it's overdue, and I urge the council to please prioritize it, even as it is being amended. If it's as it is right now, or if it's going to be amended, just prioritize it and make sure that whenever it's time to enact it, support it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up is Brendan Wissinger. And last on agenda is Thomas Allen.
He's here.
Jacobs.
Yeah.
Hi, my name's Thomas Allen. I'm a resident of Lawrenceville in Councilmember Bonarati's district. I'm also here to speak in favor of the Complete Streets Bill. I think it's going to be really important and something that we should prioritize. When I first heard that Allegheny County was considering a Complete Streets Bill, I thought of a time several months ago when I tried to travel by bike from Lawrenceville to visit family near McCandless, which is, yeah, I mean, like people are it's like basically impossible. I ended up having to like walk my bike for like long portions of McKnight Road, and it was just overall a miserable experience. And it really emphasized to me the point that the lack of connection between places that have good or like pretty good infrastructure for safe biking or walking or just like even effective and reliable transit, that lack of connection between those places locks people into car dependency because you literally have to take a trip in a car to get to so many places in the county from other places. And locking people into car dependency, I mean, and all the expense that comes with that. So I do think that this is a really important bill. I think we should definitely prioritize it. Thank you.
Yes. May I have a point of privilege, please? I'd like to invite the Girl Scouts just to come to take a picture with us prior to our agenda. Is that okay? All right. Maybe Suzanne, you could come down.
All right, everybody right on me right here, okay? All right, ready? All right, 1, 2, and 3. Let me do one more. Ready, 1, 2, 3. Gotcha.
Do you have the bag?
A motion to approve the minutes of the February 20th, 2024 regular meeting of council.
All of them? Okay, is that what?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Passes. Thank you.
I think so.
12998-24.
That's a motion to approve the minutes of the March 5th, 2024 regular meeting of council.
Motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Thank you. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you. One 152-983-24.
Approving the appointment of Dora Walmsley to the Redevelopment Authority of Allegheny County for a term effective through April 24th, 2029, sponsored by the Chief Executive.
That'll go to the Committee on Appointment Review. 12984-24.
Approving the appointment of Diamante Walker to the Allegheny County Industrial Development Authority, the Allegheny County Hospital Development Authority, the Allegheny County Higher Education Building Authority, and the Allegheny County Residential Finance Authority for a term effective through April 9th, 2029. Also approving the appointment of Diamante Walker to the Authority for Improvements in Municipalities for a term effective through April 9th, 2029, sponsored by the Chief Executive.
We'll refer that to the Committee on Appointment Review. 12985-24.
Approving the appointment of Kyle Centilopoli to the Allegheny County Industrial Development Authority, the Allegheny County Hospital Development Authority, the Allegheny County Higher Education Building Authority, and the Allegheny County Residential Finance Authority for a term effective through December 31st, 2028. Also approving the appointment of Kyle Centilopoli to the Authority for Improvements in Municipalities for a term effective through December 31st, 2028, sponsored by the Chief Executive.
That'll go to Committee on Appointment Review. 12986-24.
Approving the reappointment of Michael A. Gable to the Professional Services Review Committee for a term effective through December 31st, 2028, sponsored by the Chief Executive.
That'll also go to the Committee on Appointment Review. 12987-24.
Approving the reappointment of Jennifer M. Liptak to the Retirement Board of Allegheny County for a term effective through December 31st, 2028, sponsored by the Chief Executive.
That'll also go to Committee on Appointment Review. Unfinished business, 12952-24.
That's an ordinance of the County of Allegheny, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, providing for the development of a complete streets plan by the Department of Economic Development in cooperation with the Department of Public Works no later than December 31st, 2024, sponsored by Councilmembers Nakaradi, Chapkus, and Grisbeck.
It's my understanding that the prime sponsor wants this referred back to committee, so I'll send this back to the Economic Development and Job Creation. 12979-24.
A resolution of the Council of the County of Allegheny regarding the tax increment financing plan presented by the Wilkins Area Industrial Development Authority, authorizing participation in the Waterfront Apartments Tax Increment Financing District, and authorizing related agreements, sponsored by the Chief Executive.
Mr. Prokowski?
The Committee on Economic Development and Job Creation met on March 26th and affirmatively recommended this to council. I make that motion.
Second?
Second.
Motion, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Okay, we'll have a roll call vote, please.
On the motion to approve, Mr. Petkowski.
Yes.
Mr. Bonarati. Mr. DeMarco.
Yes.
Ms. Filiaggi.
Yes.
Mr. Fatulis.
Yes.
Mr. Grisbeck.
Yes.
Ms. Hallam.
Yes.
Mr. Klein.
Yes.
Mr. Macy. Ms. Nakaradi Chapkus.
Yes.
Mr. Palmieri.
Yes.
Mr. Palmasina.
Yes.
Ms. Pritzio.
Yes.
Mr. Walton.
Yes.
President Katina. We have 12 ayes, no noes, and 2 absent. The bill passes.
Thank you. Liaison reports. Anyone have a liaison report?
Mr. Chairman, thank you. Yes. In regards to the elections, 110,000 plus ballots have already gone out in the mail to folks who previously requested their mail-in and absentee ballots. And starting this next weekend, and then the following weekend, the 6 ballot return sites are going to be open and operational in Allegheny County. Those ballot return sites, you're able to return your ballots between the hours of 9 to 5 on Saturdays and 11 to 7 or 10 to 6 on Sunday. But you could find out all this information by going to the website at AlleghenyCounty.us and then selecting the elections button, and you can find all that information then. There's also a Board of Elections meeting coming up this next Monday, the 15th, at 3 p.m. And my colleague, Ms. Hallam, has indicated that it is 11 to 7 on Sundays. So 9 to 5 on Saturdays, 11 to 7 on Sundays. They will be manned by elections offices employees, and you're able to go and return your mail-in or absentee ballot there. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
You're welcome. Anyone else? Okay, we'll move on. New business ordinances and resolutions, 12999-24.
A resolution of the County of Allegheny amending the grants and special accounts budget for 2024, submission number 02-24, sponsored by the Chief Executive.
That'll go to Committee on Budget and Finance. 13000-24.
A resolution of the Council of Allegheny County resolving the Mount Nebo Point Tax Increment Financing District and authorizing related actions, sponsored by the Chief Executive.
That'll also go to the Committee on Economic Development and Job Creation. New business motions,
We have none.
notification of contracts. 3001-24.
A communication summarizing approved executive actions for the month of March 2024.
Motion to receive and file. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion.
Okay, and a second? Okay, okay. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
And opposed? No vote. That passes, thank you. And now we're into public comment on general items.
We have a number. First up is Ivy Ulanowitz.
They moved to the next.
Hello and good evening. My name is Ivy Ulanowitz. I live in Allison Park and I am here to represent the Girl Scout Troop 28008. I came here today to bring attention to the plastic bag ban. My troop and I are working
her
on the Girl
microphone
Scout Brief
down.
Journey, which has led us to research and learn more about banning single-use plastics. It is incredibly hard for all of us to hear that the U.S. throws an estimated 100 billion plastic bags annually. Many of the youth are concerned for the world that we will one day inherit. With your help, we hope to change our prospects one small step at a time. We also hope to see the plastic bag ban carried through. Even though this may seem to be small, it has a big impact on our environment and consequently our lives. Adopting a ban on single-use plastic bags can be expected to eliminate more than 300 single-use plastic bags per person per year on average. Plastic bags take over 500 years to decompose, so this would reduce waste management costs. A bag ban would also promote a circular economy, which is needed for a green future. If you want to see the world as a changed place and for the better, a ban on our community can start the project. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
They're both fair to you guys.
Thank you so much.
Uh-oh.
Thank you for coming.
Uh-oh.
We knock that over all the time, don't we?
That's okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is Laura Perkins. Todd Rosenfeld. Nithin Raghunathan. Nope. Jean Corey. Eliana Sharbaji. Ali Assad. Aya Suzuni.
Hello, everyone. I know there is a topic on everybody's mind, but I'm not going to talk about it today. Today is the last day of Ramadan, which is a 30-day fasting period for Muslims. There is a lot of Muslims in Allegheny County distributed all around the county. Monroeville, Hill District, Carnegie, North Side, everywhere. I'm here because I would like to invite you guys to the Eid celebration, which is tomorrow. It's different depending on which mosque you're going to. I brought some material. Can I distribute it or? There are 15 sheets of paper here, one for each member that was supposed to be here for 3 different mosques. So you'll receive, each one should receive 3 pieces of paper. Come out, enjoy seeing the different Muslims in the county. It's going to be a really nice celebration. Kids will play. People will pray. I get to eat in the morning, drink coffee, so it's going to be fun for me at least. It's also a good insight to what Muslims do and the diversity the Muslim community has. You'll see people from Africa, from Asia, from Europe, from South America. It's honestly something that most people haven't seen in one place before. So if you have the time, I know you guys are all busy, but if you have the time to stop by, look at the celebration, you're more than welcome to join. Hopefully it doesn't rain. If it rains, it's going to be the celebration is going to be held in the mosques themselves at different times. I really hope it doesn't rain because the plan for my 2 daughters is to go play bounce houses and what's not, see other kids. Again, you're more than welcome to join, and I hope to see you all out there. Thank you.
Next up is Regis Ryan. Nope. Ahmed Arafat. Carol O'Hare. Taiwan LaRue.
Hello, everyone. I'm Taiwan LaRue, a political organizer with 1PA, and I'm here to deliver nearly 2,000 petition signatures we've collected recently demanding accountability from County Councilman Sam DeMarco for his role in the 2020 election as a fake elector. The legal attempt to overthrow the results of the 2020 election remains one of the darkest moments in the history of our democracy. We condemn the actions of violent insurrectionists and fake electors who tried to silence our votes and our voices. Unfortunately, we must confront the unsettling reality that some officials who attempted to commit election fraud still have not been held accountable. Sam DeMarco served as a fake elector in Pennsylvania, signing fraudulent electoral vote certificates in an attempt to overturn the presidential election. He currently serves as a member of the Allegheny County Council and disturbingly the Elections Board. It is deeply troubling that DeMarco, who actively participated in undermining our democratic process, continues to hold public office in Pennsylvania. In fact, he is the only fake elector in Pennsylvania who still holds official power to oversee elections. We cannot allow this to stand. DeMarco's actions are a clear violation of public trust and show that he is a threat to our democratic system. We demand Sam DeMarco steps down from his roles on the Allegheny County Council and Elections Board. Thank you.
Next up is Jacob Poole.
Good evening, I'm Jacob Poole, previous name Zoltan Zsolt Levente Jakab. I'm from Eastern Europe originally, and I'm here because I want to give voice to child trafficking in the greater Pittsburgh area. I've given out nearly 50,000 copies of these flyers that everybody has seen already, and it's because I was part of a child slave shipment to the greater Pittsburgh area from Eastern Europe in the late 80s and 90s, when hundreds of thousands of children were all gathered up and put in a facility, disconnected from our families, by the Pittsburgh, Heinz, and Ligonier Bethlehem organizations using church networks, because they just wanted to bring us here. They wanted to bring children here with the name Zoltan Zsolt Levente Jakab to the greater Pittsburgh area. And since I've been here, I've been passed to University of Pittsburgh, Carnegie Mellon facilities, PNC Bank, Giant Eagle, National Energy Lab, because my name, Zoltan Jakab, was plastered all over the place. And I was literally disconnected from people in Eastern Europe over years of militarized things, paramilitary groups disconnecting us from communities, making children. It was literally a child slave breeding facility for thousands and thousands of us to bring us here. And since then, I've been passed through Ligonier Valley High School to the University of Pittsburgh, PNC Bank, Giant Eagle, National Energy Lab, Carnegie Mellon stuff. Like every place where you could plaster Zoltan Zsolt Levente Jakab. And I've been. I'm alone. I have scars all over my body from strange surgeries I have no medical records for because I'm a child slave traded here. I'm in intense pain, alone, isolated for the rest of my life, and my outcome is no better than for a slave that was slave bred in the 1800s. And that is that's going to be my life. It'll be nothing else. I have no friends, no family. I can't go anywhere. I'm not welcome anywhere. People play games with me all over the Pittsburgh area, kicking me out of places. I show up to have dinner or have a drink, and then people show up next to me and play games and get me booted out. Currently, I'm banned from 15 places in the Pittsburgh area just for showing up. just because I hand out flyers to raise awareness of child trafficking, I'm alone. People target me for slave labor, tell me I'm a lazy person because I don't work at their slave shop. After being given PhDs, applied to 3,000 jobs, nothing works for me, emails blocked, phone blocked. I exist in this vast Eastern European slave trafficking network of the greater Pittsburgh area. I run across thousands and thousands of people in the greater Pittsburgh area who are in forced labor conditions with zero voice, zero ability to even describe their life condition. They're slaves. Thank you.
Last up is Elise Pinter.
Hi there. I'm going to keep this fairly short. Like my fellow commenter, I think now's not the right time to address what's on everybody's mind a lot of the time. But I came here tonight to extend my very heartfelt thank you to Councilwoman Hallam and Prezio and Councilman Grisbeck for your vote on 12955-24 for immediate ceasefire in Gaza and a release of all hostages. Your vote for peace and an end to the ongoing violence truly means more to more people than you know or could imagine, so thank you very, very much. And secondly, I just wanted to address that we heard a couple of racist remarks at the March 5th meeting. You may not understand the gravity of the remarks that you made and the underlying racism, so I wanted to call it to your attention so history doesn't continue to repeat. If you remember those two fairly large outbursts at the end of the meeting. I know it was a very, very high emotion meeting, and I thank you all for sitting through it and hearing us all. But you're supposed to be the best of us, and those two sentiments we heard that caused the room to erupt, those are sentiments that continue to cause division between people and between our governing bodies and our representative bodies. So I just wanted to come and ask that you seek to understand why those remarks were received the way that they were. Thank you so much again, and have a good night.
Thank you. That's it.
You haven't taken the vote. Just a motion, not to vote.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Aye. Adjourn.
Sorry about that.